डुग्रिन्करणे पुनरपि जननं पुनरपि मरणं पुनरपि जननी जठरे शयनम् इह संसारे बहुदुस्तारे कृपया पारे पाहि मुरारे। नेक्स्ट रथ्याचर्पटविरचितकन्तः पुण्या पुण्यविवर्जितपन्तः योगी योगनियोजितचित्तं रमते बालोन्मत्तवदेव कस्त्वं कोऽहं कुत आयातः कामे जननि को मे तातः इह परिभावय सर्वमसारं विश्वं त्यक्त्वा स्वप्नविचारं त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्यसहिष्णुः भव समचित्तः वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्यादचिराद्विष्णुत्वं शत्रौ मित्रे पुत्रौ बन्धौ मा कुरु यत्नं विग्रहसन्धौ वस्मात् सर्वस्मानपि तस्यात्मानं त्रोत्सृज भेदाज्ञानम् कामं क्रोधं लोभं मोहं त्यक्त्वात्मानं पश्यति सोऽहम् आत्मज्ञानविहीना मूढा ते पच्यन्ते नरकनिगूढा गेयं गीतानाम सहस्रम् ध्येयं श्रीपतिरूपमजस्रं ज्ञेयं सज्जनसङ्गे चित्तं दीनजनाय च वित्तं सुखतः क्रियते रामा भोगः पश्चादन्तशरीरे रोगः यद्यपि लोके मरणं शरणं तदपि न मुञ्चति पापाचरणम् अर्थमनर्थं भावय नित्यं नास्ति ततः सुखलेश सत्यं पुत्रादपि धनभाजां भीतिः सर्वत्रैषा विहितारीतिः प्राणायामं प्रत्याहारं नित्यानित्यविवेकविचारं जाप्यसमेतसमाधविधानं कुर्ववधानं महदवधानं गुरुचरणाम्बुजनिर्भरभक्तः संसारादचिरा भवमुक्तः सेन्द्रियमानसनियमादेवं द्रक्ष्यसि निर्जहृदयस्थं देवं मूढः कश्चन वैयाकरणो डुग्रिन्करणाद्यानधुरीणः श्रीमच्छङ्कर भगवच्छिष्ये बोधित आसीच्छोदितकरणः भज गोविन्दं विन्दं भज मूढमते नामस्मरणादन्यमुपायं न हि पश्यामो भवतरणे ओके right. Now we will repeat वेदो नित्यमधीयतां तदुदितं कर्मस्वनुष्ठीयतां तेनेशस्य विधीयताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम् अपचितिः काम्ये मतिस्त्यज्यताम् पापौघः परिधूयताम् पापौघः परिधूयताम् पापौघः परिधूयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् भवसुखे दोषोऽनुसन्धीयताम् आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयताम् आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयताम् आत्मेच्छा व्यवसीयताम् निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् निजगृहात् तूर्णं विनिर्गम्यताम् संगः सत्सु विधीयताम् संगः सत्सु विधीयताम् संगः सत्सु विधीयताम् भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम् भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम् भगवतो भक्तिर्दृढाधीयताम् शान्त्यादिः परिचीयताम् शान्त्यादिः परिचीयताम् शान्त्यादिः परिचीयताम् दृढतरं कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् दृढतरं कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् दृढतरं कर्माशु सन्त्यज्यताम् वाक्यर्थश्च विचार्यताम् वाक्यार्थश्च विचार्यताम् वाक्यार्थश्च विचार्यताम् श्रुतिशिरः पक्षः समाश्रीयताम् श्रुतिशिरः पक्षः समाश्रीयताम् श्रुतिशिरः पक्षः समाश्रीयताम् दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यताम् दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यताम् दुस्तर्कात् सुविरम्यताम् श्रुतिमतस्तर्कोऽनुसन्धीयताम् 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 ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम् ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम् ब्रह्मास्मीति विभाव्यताम् अहरहर्गर्वः परित्यज्यताम् अहरहर्गर्वः परित्यज्यताम् अहरहर्गर्वः परित्यज्यताम् देहेऽहमिति रुज्यताम् बुधजनैः देहेऽहमिति रुज्यताम् बुधजनैः देहेऽहमिति रुज्यताम् बुधजनैः वादः परित्यज्यताम् वादः परित्यज्यताम् वादः परित्यज्यताम्. Next two I will say, you all just listen. क्षुद्व्याधिश्च चिकित्स्यताम् प्रतिदिनं भिक्षौषधं भुज्यताम् स्वाद्वन्नन्न तु याच्यताम् विधिवशात् प्राप्तेन सन्तुष्ट्यताम् शीतोष्णादिविषह्यतान्न तु वृथा वाक्यं समुच्चार्यताम् औदासीन्यमभीप्स्यताम् जनकृपानैष्ठुर्यमुत्सृज्यताम् एकान्ते सुखमास्यताम् परतरे चेतः समाधीयताम् पूर्णात्मासु समीक्ष्यताम् जगदिदं तद्वाधितं दृश्यताम् प्राक्कर्म प्रविलाप्यताम् चितिबलान्याप्य प्युत्यरश्लिष्यताम् प्रारब्धं त्विह भुज्यतामथ परब्रह्मात्मना स्थीयताम्. Okay. Sadhana Panchakam. So these words need to be little familiar, because after Bhaja Govindam we will be taking Sadhana Panchakam. Okay. So till now we have completed about 22 shlokas in Bhaja Govindam. So the last 2-3 what we have done, say Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janani Jathare Shayanam, Iha Samsare Bahudustare Kripaya Pare He Pahi Murare Kripaya Pare. Remove me out of this samsara, which is the cycle. Bhavasagara Samsarat, remove me. Okay, hence Bhaja Govindam. Then next one is Rathyacharpata Virachita Kanthaha. This is Jnani Lakshanam. Jnani Lakshanam is, by looking at the person, you may feel that they will be behaving like a mad, but they are always mentally in that Brahmatmaikya Bhava. So Rathyacharpata Virachita Kanthaha, Charpata Kanthaha, that is both mean a rag, piece of cloth, a rag. Virachita Kanthaha, Punya Punya Vivarjita Panthaha, Yogi Yoga Niyojita Chittam, Ramate Balon Mattava Deva. Okay. So Bala Unmattava, Unmattat Eva Ramate. They are completely reveling in that bliss at all times, and they do not have an idea of their Dehatma Buddhi, their Vyavahara, what is their transaction in this world, and like that of an Unmatta Bala, completely Unmatta. Unmada is who has lost the mental equilibrium, like a child who loses the mental equilibrium and is just into what they want they are doing, like that they may be there. But don't mistake them, they are Jnani, Jnana Nishtha. Okay, from here we will go to the next question. Surendra has asked, Acharya Surendra has asked, Kastvam koham kuta ayataha kame janani kome tataha iti paribhavaya sarvamasaram vishvam tyaktva swapna vicharam. See, a very nice way these acharyas give us how to come out of this empirical real world. What we see as this empirical real world, how to come out of it. Now when we say come out of the empirical real world, are you going to go to another world? Answer is no. You are going to be very much in this world. Okay. For example, if I say you think that you are mindless, you think you are mindless, what does that mean? Mindless thought, where is it happening? In the mind. It cannot happen outside the mind. Then is mindlessness stupidity? No. That I am not the mind is also a thought which is happening in the mind. Okay. So I am not, this world is not there, is a bhavana which is there in our mind, sitting in this world, very much transacting in this world. Okay. So Vishwam Tyaktva, when you say, it does not give up the whole universe. Where will you go then? You mean to say commit suicide and go away? No, nothing will happen. Because Jnanam will come only in this Bhuloka or Swargaloka, Brahmaloka. Okay. I don't think any one of us have done that much punya to go to Swargaloka and Brahmaloka. So what option you have? Right now only this Rajesh teacher to teach you something what stupidity he knows little. So sit and learn that. That's all. After that what? Find out a better teacher. Yeah, there is no other answer. Which means you have to learn here only in this Vishwam. And what is the knowledge? Vishwam Tyaktva. But how to do this Tyaktva? It is such a stupidity. It is like saying that you be into the water and imagining that you are dry. How can it be possible? It is not possible, right? Logically, it doesn't seem to be possible. So they give a udaharanam. They give an example. Okay. And what is this pramana called? Upamana pramana. So the upama which is given here is, what is the upama given in this shloka? The example given. Swapna vicharam. Swapna eva vishwam tyaktva. Consider Vishwam to be another Swapna and handle it. So, because we cannot understand how to be in this world and detach from it, not be connected. So he says, do one thing. Imagine you are in a swapna. What happens in the swapna? I create a new world for myself. This world what I create, the swapna, samsara what I create, who created it? You created it. Who enlivened that swapna? I enlivened the swapna. Who dissolved the swapna? I dissolved the swapna. Who has got the remnant impressions of the swapna? Is it swapna purushaha or jagrat purushaha? That is the question. Who has got these impressions of the swapna after the swapna going? The jagrat purushaha. Correct? That is how you remember the swapna. If you do not remember the swapna at all, then there is no question of even talking about something called a swapna. Why do you understand that word swapna and the dream and very clearly know we get into it, we enliven it, we come out of it. After that I remember when I wake up I say, oh, I had a dream. So who experienced the swapna? Me, that waker, in a state of dream, experienced a new universe. Now when I have come to this waking state, tell me, is this dream universe still available for me or not? Can I transact in that dream universe? Can I say that, oh, now I have woken up, let me see, let me catch hold of that snake who was, I will call a snake charmer and catch that snake which came in my dream. You can't do it. There has to be a dream snake charmer who will come into your dream world and then that person only can catch. Correct? So you can experience a Vishwam in Swapna, but when you come out of it, you know it is a Swapna. Same way, but when you are in that world of Swapna, do you at any point of time feel that you are in Swapna or do you feel you are in Maha reality? What is the experience in the Swapna? I am in an absolute reality. Correct? All unimaginable things which I can do in that actual real world, I end up doing in the Swapna world. I am a He-Man, Superman, everything happens. And normally the very standard one which comes as Swapna is examination. I have gone to the examination without studying or studying the wrong subject. The very standard Swapna which will come. Oh, today was English paper. I have studied Maths and I am sitting in front of the paper and everything is in English and I feel it is Greek and Latin now. So, exactly, see, these Swapnas are common. So that fear is coming out as forming a swapna in our world, and it is working. Now when you wake up, is that swapna real? You'll say, no, it is a swapna. But when you are in the dream, will you tell, oh, this is a swapna, I should not bother? Will you do that? No, it is maha real. There is no doubt about it. You will cry also in the swapna. You will cry. You will say, I am going to commit suicide. Everything you will do. And after that, nicely wake up and say, good morning. Correct? What did you do? Swapna vishwam tyaktva jagrita vishwam. You have taken over. Same way, why can't you think this jagrita vishwam itself is a swapna, and there is a paramarthika reality which will make this vyavaharika reality a swapna.
Come again. Repeat.
Are you able to get? 3 states of ours. Pratibhasika satyam. You can write it. If you have not mentioned it, you can write it somewhere. Earlier you should know it. Already this would have come. Pratibhasika satyam. Then vyavaharika satyam. And then paramarthika satyam. Pratibhasika satyam is a reflected reality. A reflected reality which I see. Okay, like I see my image on a mirror, I see a swapna, I see my shadow. All these are pratibhasika satyam. They depend on me as a reality in this real world. If I am not there in this real world, I cannot have my shadow. Correct? I cannot be sitting here and my shadow in America. No, not possible. Wherever I am sitting there, my shadow will have to be there. Right? So, Pratibhasika Satyam has adhara or a substratum on Vyavaharika Satyam. The Vyavaharika me only can go to Pratibhasika and experience that Pratibhasika world. The second one, which is Vyavaharika Satyam, is empirical world, what we see and tell that this world, the world full of transactions, actual activities what are happening. That is what he has referred to as Vishwam. Okay. Then you have got something called as the Paramarthika Satyam, an absolute world. It's not world, an absolute reality. Empirical reality, absolute reality. What is absolute reality? In absolute reality, this world is a superimposition of Maya onto that Brahman, what we call with different names and forms. There is only one Brahman, the indweller, which is there all across. The different superimposition on the name will give you different names and form, which is forming your Vyavaharika Satyam. So that Paramartha, that Brahman, that Atma is the only thing on which there is a dream world which is created. On this dream world, I do transaction, and when I go to sleep, I create another dream world which is Pratibhasika Satyam. I am ready to accept Pratibhasika Satyam when I wake up that there was a dream world. But when I am living in this Vyavaharika Satyam, I am not ready to accept that there is a Paramarthika Satyam, and sitting in Paramarthika Satyam, this Vyavaharika Satyam will become a Swapna Vishwam. Are you able to get this? I can see blankness.
Repeat.
Okay. Now I will use English words. That will become easier. Okay. Because the Satyam is, all the Sanskrit words are becoming bouncers. You know, In one of the lectures, Swami Omkarananda ji told, after a class, one person came and said, "Sir, your lecture was sixer or sixer?" Sixer. So he thought, oh, very good. This person knows cricket. Even I know something about cricket. That means it was very good. Every ball was a sixer. He said, no, sir, every ball went above my head. That is why it was sixer or sixer. Okay. So same way, all this Pratibhasika Satyam, Vyavaharika Satyam is sixer or sixer, going back, bouncing. I can see from few faces that's a blanket. Okay. There are three realities. Now I'm going to talk only in English. The reality of the dream world or reflective reality. Then you have empirical reality, the transactional world. And the third one, you have an absolute reality. That is what we call Paramarthika Satya. When I am in this empirical world, like what we are experiencing day to day, when I sleep, I create a dream, I get into this dream world. When I am in the dream world, I feel that dream world is the only real world in front of me because I am experiencing the dream world at that time. When do I know that it was a dream world and my real world is what is the world I am seeing here? This real world comes back only when you wake up and the dreamer becomes a waker. Same person who went to a dream has become a waker, state has changed. That means his reality of the world has also changed. He has moved from a reflective world to a empirical world. Correct? Sitting in the empirical world, he is a Mahatjnani. He is completely knowing that absolute truth. What? My dream was a dream. It was no more a reality. It was just a dream. Okay? Which means that person who was always experiencing this dream and during the dream state felt that that dream world is the only reality, on waking up says that the dream world is not a reality. I have a real world in front of me. I created a dream world. I experienced a dream world. I came out of it. That is not a reality. That is just a reflection. Correct? Same way, he says, please superimpose or extend the logic further. If you are sitting in this empirical world today and saying that this empirical world is real, and you know there is another one state called as absolute reality, in that absolute reality when you go, similar to what you experienced when you woke up from a dream, that means after jnanam, that waking up is called jnanam, you will understand that world which you are calling as today the reality, like that of the dream world, will get dissolved as a transient empirical world which is not a reality. समझ में आ रहा है? नहीं समझ में आया? Then don't worry about it. Sit, थोड़ा बैठो, keep listening. As we keep learning, one day you'll say, "Ha, sir, I understood now." So you'll have to wait. Only when little amount of this knowledge will go in, then you will become ready to understand this. If you don't understand, don't worry, you are not missed out anything. You just have to say that I need some more time to understand, and you will understand it. Okay? Now, so the Acharya says that consider that way, ask a question, who am I? Koham, kastvam, who are you? Kuta ayataha, from where have you come? Kame janani, who is my mother? Kame tataha, who is my father? iti paribhavaya. Correct? That is the word there. Iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram. Correct na? Iti paribhavaya sarvam asaram vishwam tyaktva swapna vicharam. So, when you ask, who am I? With the right knowledge, not simply sitting and asking, who am I, you will go to sleep. With the knowledge of Vedanta, when you know who am I, that means I, so and so, with this weight, with this name, with this height, is called my Deha. I, with this nature of my mind, with this Sukshma Sharira, I, with this intelligence, I, with this particular likes and dislikes, am I that? Or is that an acquired? Is it agantuka or atyantika? Another two words. Agantuka or atyantika? Is it my intrinsic nature or is it my acquired nature? When you say intrinsic nature, wetness of water is intrinsic nature. When I take warm water, heat of the water is an acquired phenomenon. Cold water, hot water, these are acquired phenomenon. Ayasa pindaha, hot iron. The iron has got swadharma. The heat onto the iron is an acquired phenomena. It is called agantuka gunaha, not an atyantika gunaha. So when I look at myself now, what is atyantika gunaha and what is agantuka gunaha? That means when I compare my various lives, I see that in every life, my body is different, the weight is different, my mindset is different, my knowledge is different. Everything of me, my Sthula Sukshma Sharira is different across my lives, right? Who were my parents? They were all different. In this Janma, will you be doing Shraddha for your parents of your previous 5 Janmas? You will say, only if I remember I will do that, correct? And that is what is the best thing which the great God does. वापस नया कंप्यूटर को इधर भेजने का पहले रीबूट कर देते हैं. रीबूट नहीं, व्हाट इज इट कॉल्ड? फॉर्मेट कर देते हैं. फॉर्मेट पूरा साफ करके भेज देते हैं. जो अवेलेबल नहीं है लेकिन पीछे हार्ड डिस्क में थोड़ा तो है. ऑल दैट इज अवेलेबल. व्हेन यू वांट यू कैन पुल इट, राइट? इट विल नॉट गो अवे, but it is not accessible to us, and that is what he does. That is why we have this avarana shakti of Maya, where we forget everything, including what is my true nature, right? So when you think about it, I have taken so many janmas. I am not that I, what I see, what I am today. I made up of para prakriti and apara prakriti, chapter 8 Bhagavad Gita. My para prakriti is the only one which is consistent across janma. My apara prakriti keeps on changing as per the situation. And to get that apara prakriti, I have parents who are again made up of para prakriti and apara prakriti. The same para prakriti is also shown a drishya called father. The same para prakriti is called as a drishya called mother. Correct? Across janma. That means everything is transient. Nothing was actually permanent apart from my true nature, which is para prakriti. And that is that paramarthika reality, not the vyavaharika reality. Then what do I do? Sarvam asaram. What is saram? Which has a meaning. What is asaram? Everything is meaningless. Sarvam asaram dhyatva vishwam tyaktya. throw away this Vishwam because it is asaram now. It is of no meaning to me because it is an ever changing Vishwam. Like what? Swapna Vicharam. श्लोका खत्म. समझ में आया कि नहीं? कस्त्वम कोहम कुत आयातः, from where have I come? कामे जननी, who is my mother? कोमे तातः iti paribhavaya. Think about it very carefully. And then what will you understand? Etad vishwam asaram tarhi aham tyaktva swapna vicharam. I will give it up considering that it's just a swapna. I get certain experience out of it. See, after swapna also you get some impressions, right? Dar lagta hai, wo lagta hai, all that. Same way from this Vishwa also I get some. But it is asaram. It is of no meaning to me. Correct? So slowly go from your vyavaharika reality to paramarthika reality. Own up your true nature and give up all your false, superimposed other things which the Acharya tells. Simple. It is Advaita Jnanam which is very clearly in these two lines. Huh?
Simple to say, but it's difficult to.
Yeah, but that is why you have to do simple to say, but at least understand it, then you will work towards it. What does the corollary of it? What does it mean? What does it mean? By this, what is the learning? It looks to be very theoretical. Correct? What is the practical application? ये तो theory है भाई. I will never go to actual paramarthika. Then what?
Try to build up your vairagya.
Repeat. Shama, repeat.
I said build up on your vairagya.
Build up on your
Vairagya.
vairagya. Correct. That means do not value what is happening in this world too much. Especially in connection to relationship. Start disowning relationship. When we say disowning and devaluing relationship, we are not saying that actually break. When the child comes crying, mother, mother, no, 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 Vishwam Tyaktva Swapna Vichara. Who are you? Who am I? No, no, no. That is all stupid. Don't, you have to continue your behavior like a jnani, unmatta, show all the love, but mentally understand that kya karega, kuch nahi hai. It is one piece of mass trying to work with another piece of mass. One body connecting with another body. Can you say one Atma connecting with another Atma? You can't, because there is only one Atma. That means if I see that there are two Atmas, that means now my vision is not proper. वो vision को पहला ठीक करो. So one in many has to come before going to this. You have to see one in many. Once you are able to see in everything one in many, then you will start slowly dropping that. Okay, that for us it looks absolutely, it is a theoretical one. The only reason is because our sadhana chatushtaya is not ready. We are not prepared. We are not prepared. So it looks very theoretical for us. And the answer is no. You will be able to do it if your sadhana chatushtaya is in place. 100% you will be able to do it. Okay? Clear? Chal. Any doubt on this or can we go ahead?
Good.
There is another one nice shloka which is actually similar to this. In Dakshinamurti Ashtakam, Vishwandarpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyan Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivodbhutam Yatha Nidraya. Same meaning. Yes Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye. When I wake up, Swatmanameva Advayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namayidam Shri Dakshina Murtaye. Very beautiful. Exactly the same meaning. Okay? Good. Another one. In that same. Vishwam Pashyati Karya Karanataya Swaswami Sambandhataha. Vishwam Pashyati, it is just a cause effect, nothing else. When you see something in the world, the whole world is just millions of effects coming out of various causes. Okay. But Vishwam Pashyati Karya Karanataya Swaswami Sambandhataha Shishyacharya Tathaiva Pitruputra Adhyatmana Abhedataha. They are all one. Shishya, Guru, all are one. Father, Son, all are one. There is no two different. Okay. That is how we have to. So exactly the same thing is, it is given in a much simpler way here. Okay. Good. I will just read what I have written notes. From Dehatma Buddhi to Jivatma Buddhi, from Jivatma to Brahma Satyatma Buddhi. Okay, Jagan Mithyatma Buddhi to Aham Brahmasmi Buddhi. Prashnottara Ratna Malika, a very beautiful another one. Na? You can note this. Maybe one day we will do this. Prashnottara Ratna Malika. This are simple one-liner question answers, which is by Adi Shankara. It is called Prashna Uttara Ratna Malika. Prashnottara Ratna Malika by Adi Shankara. One-liner question answers. And in Prashnottara Ratna Malika, there is one question. Kim samsare saram? Okay, a very, very witty way of answering it. Huh? Kim samsare saram? What is the crux? What is the ultimate essence of samsara? Okay, and so what is the meaning of worldly existence? So Acharya responds to the question himself. You ask the question, thus keep asking again and again. The meaning of that is samsara. Bahusyaha abhi vichintyamanam idameva. Okay. Bahushobi vichintyamanam idameva. Looks very, very vague in the answer. Huh? The question asked is Kim samsare saram. Saram kim samsare kim saram. And the answer what he gives is Bahushaha abhi vichintyam idameva. Keep thinking, what is this samsaram? Keep thinking. Just keep thinking, what is this samsaram? Till you get an answer. And what is the answer? You will come out with an answer that there is nothing called samsara. It is like peeling the onion. When you keep peeling the onion, you are expecting something to be, nothing will come. Exactly like that he says, Bahushobi vichintyamanam idam eva. It is something which is worth keeping on thinking, and then suddenly it will just disappear. It will just disappear. The moment you make very, very logical inquiry about it, this word samsara will just disappear from the dictionary. Why? It doesn't have an adharam. It is an effect. When you see an effect, you will ask the next question, go to the cause. When you go to the cause, the effect doesn't remain. So when you keep thinking, the samsara will just go. So what is the saram of samsara? Shunya, zero, nothing, for which throughout this life we are giving such a lot of importance. Are you able to get that? वापस again, सिक्सर के बाउंसर, हाँ लगता तो है बाउंसर ही है, ठीक है. प्रश्नोत्तर रत्नमालिका में एटलीस्ट यू अंडरस्टूड दैट देयर आर सच क्वेश्चंस आंसर्स गिवन बाय आचार्य, ठीक है. दैट मच यू अंडरस्टूड इज गुड इनफ. चलो, ओके, नेक्स्ट वन. त्वयि मयि चान्यत्रैको विष्णुः व्यर्थं कुप्यसि मय्य सहिष्णुः भवसमचित्तः सर्वत्र त्वं वाञ्छस्यादचिराद्यदि विष्णुत्वम्. Okay, now if you actually see the meaning of it, we will be forced to imagine that it has a context, because it is told with a particular context. Looks like, that is a assumption which we make. Someone has come to this acharya and started fighting for some reason. There is a difference of opinion and there is a fight going on. And as an answer of the fight, this shloka is told. Okay. Otherwise, without this background, you will never be able to connect the shloka at all. So imagine someone, even inside the ashram, although all are sannyasis, there can be a difference of opinion and a fight, right? So to this acharya, someone came and fought, and he gives this answer. Okay, he says, Twayi mayi. Twayi is in you, mayi is in me. In you and in me, anyatra, nothing other than ekaha Vishnu. That one Atma is the only thing which is in you and in me. Correct? Hey, understand this. There is only one Atma which is there in you and which is there in me. Like we tell our, अरे क्या झगड़ा कर रहे यार, हम तो एक ही घर में रह रहे, ये घर तुम्हारा भी है, ये घर मेरा भी है. Exactly like that. Why are you fighting? Inside you and inside me, that is only one Vishnu. Okay. Then, Vyartham kupyasi. Why are you angry with me? Maya asahishnuhu. And you are losing your temperament. Correct? Vyartham kupyasi. Mayi asahishnu santvam. Why? Why are you now losing your temperament on me? Which is a waste. Understand, it's a futile thing to get angry on me. Why? In me and in you it is the same Vishnu. Okay. Yadi tvam Vishnutvam achirat vanchasi. Yadi tvam Vishnutvam achirat vanchasi. In case, what is chira? Chirakala means long, for a period of time. Time immemorial, long time. Achirad vanchasi, if you do not agree on this Vishnutvam, if you disrespect that, tarhi, or if you agree on it, Yadi tvam Vishnutvam achirat vanchasi. Correct? If you remove this bad temper out and if you consider this in both of us, it is the same. Tarhi sarvatra samachitta bhava. Look everyone the same way. Why are you discriminating? Okay, this is a little teda meda type of a thing which doesn't give a very clear meaning, but looks like out of a particular situation it has come out. So it's like when you have a fight with someone, devalue the topic of fight. Take yourself into upavasa, go to a higher plane, into the paramarthika satyam, and consider that you and the other person are no two different things. Bodily we may be different, like the Siamese twins, but we are all one from Atma. Right? So then why there should be a difference of opinion, why this ahankara, why this fight, why this is... If you consider all that to be true, that means you are considering that Atma is different. Huh? We all are having different Atma, I am different than you. Then it is not Advaita Vedanta. Then there is something wrong. So either you can be in this boat or you can be in that boat. If you are in the boat of Advaita Vedanta, and if you consider that there is only one Atma within everyone, then why are we valuing too much that external things and then fighting for it and losing our temperament and getting all this bad impressions in our mind? मन में वो कचरा क्यों भर के ले रहे? व्यर्थम कुप्यसी, it's व्यर्थम. Just छोड़ो, leave the baggages. It's not required. Clear? Okay. Good. Next one. Shatrau mitre putre bandhau makuru yatna. Sorry. Makuru yatnam vigraha sandhau bhavasamachittaha sarvatratvam vanchasyat achirad yadi vishnutvam. It's exactly again a connection of the previous one. Continuation looks like. When do you say that there is something called Shatru or Mitra or Putra or Bandhu? It's only because we value the ahankara of each separately. Correct? The moment we value this ahankara, then you value that person as what that person is from an external perspective. In this Janma, what you see. Right or wrong? So this connection is a very transient one. It is a baseless connection, I will say. Because the moment you look at it, with time that will keep changing. You will have to always change your chashma then to have the right vision about that person. It will keep changing. But what is permanent? That Satyam, that there is one Atma only across. So in me also it is the same Atma, in you also it is the same Atma. Ma kuru yatna vigraha sandau. Why are you putting so much of effort either to join or disjoin? Either to connect with things, connect with people, or even Vairagya. Why? Even when you put effort for Vairagya, it's an effort. The easiest way is to devalue it, na? Then you don't have to put effort also. Yeah, this is where Ramana Maharshi says, why do all these things? Ask the question, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Once you know who are you, you will devalue the rest automatically. It will come by itself. If your mind is focused there. So exactly like that, he says, Shatru, Mitrau, Vigraha, Sandau, Ma Kuru Yatnam. Don't put your effort and waste you have got very short time. We have seen the impermanence of the world, impermanence of a human life. In that short time, you are wasting your time with all these things. Bhava Samachittaha. Have that equanimous mind. A matured, emotionally matured, equanimous mind. What is equanimous mind called in Bhagavad Gita? Not Sita Prajna. Definition of yoga. Where are our yoga students? Bhagavad Gita definition of yoga.
Samatvam yoga uchyate.
Samatvam yoga uchyate. Bhava samachittaha. Do you understand? So connect with the right connection. Do not waste your time connecting all the external stuff, which is friends, relatives, separating them, joining them. What is this going on? What will happen? If you have samachittaha and you do the right connection, sarvatvam, sarvatratvam vanchasyadi, you will just throw away all this external stuff. And what will you do? Go to Vishnutvam for moksha only. Your only objective will be moksha, not all these things. How much we are wasting our effort and time in this vyavahara, just connecting people, separating people. How much of effort? It doesn't make sense. Correct? So the earlier one and this one looks more or less like, okay, the earlier one is calming the person. The next one is actually telling that think, use, you are not an animal, you are a human being. God has given intellect, think. Have your priorities very clear. Don't waste your time. दिल्ली जाना है तो दिल्ली जाओ, अहमदाबाद में वड़ा पाव खा के मत बैठो. Right? You have lost a golden opportunity to go to Delhi. Don't get stuck. वड़ा पाव आते रहेगा, लेने का, वापस गाड़ी में बैठने का, आगे जाने का. Correct? And keep moving. Don't break your head that way. Okay? Clear? Good. Next one. Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktvatmanam pashyati soham. Okay. That is a pashyati soham. It's a better version, I think. Correct. Pashyatmanam, pashyati soham is a much better word. Bhavaya koham. Wait. Let us develop on this meaning. Then we can see which is a better. See, there are two versions here. Kamam krodham lobham moham tyaktvatmanam bhavaya koham or pashyati soham. Two meanings are there. Two possibilities are there. So we will see the meaning of both and see which is a much better fitting meaning. Both are correct meanings only, but then one fits better, the other needs a little more extension to fit it. Atmajnanam, Atmavihina, Atmajnana Vihina Mudha, Te Pachyante Naraka Nigudha. Okay. Sri Bharati Vamshaha has written this. Okay. Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham. What are these? Shadripus. 6 enemies to our mind. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madam, Atsaryadi. Shadbhihi. Correct? 6 enemies. Tyaktva. Drop them. Correct? Tyaktva. Aham kaha. Who am I? Atmanam bhavaya. Establish yourself in your true self. Not what is coloring your mind. Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham are all superimposition on the Atma through the mind. Drop them. And once you drop them, establish yourself in that Atma. Okay. Atmajnana Vihina Mudaha. If you do not have this Atmajnanam, who will you be? supreme fool. Vimudhananupashyanti pashyanti jnana chakshusha. Supreme fool. That means you have not understood the purpose of human life. You have earned this human life by giving such a lot. Without knowing the purpose, you are getting stuck in all the other things like kamam, krodham, lobham, moham. If you do not know to drop it and establish in the Atma, because you don't have Atma Jnanam. Then if you don't have Atma Jnanam, who are you? Mudha. And if you are a Mudha, what will happen? What will happen? Who does not have Atma Jnanam to that person?
Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam.
Correct. And this Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam is called what? Naraka. Te pacyanti naraka nigudha. You will always be in this hell called samsara. Correct? Te pacyanti naraka nigudha. You will be imprisoned. Extrovertedly, you will be imprisoned. And you will be back into samsara always. Never get mukti on it. Why? That moksha jnanam is not there. Once jnanam is there, then you know what to drop and focus on. So the first thing is you should know moksho me bhuyad iti tivra ichha, for which jnanam is required. And to get that mumukshutvam, you need to have viveka, vairagya, samadhi, shatka. Then you will easily be able to drop kamam, krodham, lobham, moham, establish yourself in Atmanam and come out of this samsara and go to so-called heaven, which is no more birth again. Okay, here this word naraka, niguda is a relative term used. It's like a derogatory word when you use, people don't want to go there. That's how it is. Okay. So, samsara is equal to naraka, moksha equal to swarga. From that perspective, you have to take it. He is trying to talk to a common man, then the person understands it. He is not talking to Vedantis like y'all who know that there is no naraka and swarga. Correct? He is talking to common man. So he says, but you should have that Atma Jnanam. Without Atma Jnanam, you will be supreme fool because you have lost the purpose in life. Okay. All small ones. Okay. Here we said that we will see what is the difference between Tyaktvatmanam Pashyati Soham. Okay. Atmanam Bhavaya Koham. Atmanam Pashyati Soham. Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham Tyaktva is one part. Atmanam Pashyati Koham. Atmanam Bhavaya Soham. Either you can ask the question, who are you, and established in the Atma, or you can be firm that I am the Atma and be established there. Now, tell me a person who is being referred to with Kamam, Krodham, Lobham, Moham. For that person, Pashyati Atmanam Koham will be correct, or Atmanam Bhavaya Koham will be correct. Which is the easier step for that person? Pashyati Soham means establish yourself in the Atma. Bhavaya Koham means understand who are you, whether you are this truth or whether you are the Atma. Which is an easier one?
Bhavaya Koham.
Correct. So that fits much better. Bhavaya Koham fits much better. Otherwise, you will have to fill in the blank that after कामं क्रोधं लोभं मोहं त्यक्त्वा मुमुक्षुत्वात् गुरुशास्त्र उपदेशात् श्रवण मनन निदिध्यासन श्रवण मनन कृत्वा निदिध्यासनेन पश्यति सोहम. You understand? When you tell pashyati soham, you have already reached to nididhyasanam. Here bhavaya koham is mumukshutva. Another bouncer. समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं समझ में आ रहा है? You have to tell me. Okay. Bhavaya koham. Who am I? Ask that question. Correct? That little inquiry about who am I after giving up all this, what is that state when a person starts asking, am I really this body? Who am I? Now I don't have that answer and knowledge. So isn't it the state of mumukshutva? Isn't it the one of the requirement of sadhana chatushtaya you are getting? Correct? So kamam, krodham, lobham, moham, tyaktva is a part of sadhana chatushtayam or is a part of jnanam? Tell loudly. Sadhana chatushtayam. Correct? So atmanam bhavaya koham is a part of sadhana chatushtayam or is a part of jnanam?
Jnanam.
Mumukshutvam. Atmanam koham bhavaya. Try to think. It's basically telling you that drop all these things and at least sometime think, who am I actually? You will not get an answer, right? Then you would have to go to jnanam. So this atmanam bhavaya koham is mumukshutvam. I want moksha, I want that true knowledge. Who am I actually? I want to know that. That quest is atmanam bhavaya koham. But the same thing, if you change it to pashyati soham, saha aham pashyati, look yourself completely established as atma. Now that is a part of sadhana chatushtayam or that is a part of nididhyasanam? Nididhyasanam. So for a person who is sitting in sadhana chatushtayam, if you add the second part which is nididhyasanam, it will be a very big jump. So from this, meaning is not wrong. From the text, the logical connection will be bhavaya koham. If you are able to get it, good. If you are not able to get it, you have to learn little more Sanskrit. But I think, or your attentiveness is gone. इसमें सब मजा नहीं है, सब ड्राई सब्जेक्ट लिया है. ये आचार्य लोग जो 20 के बाद है ना, सब ड्राई चालू किया है. क्या बोल रहा है समझ में नहीं आता है. सब ड्राई रहेगा. पूरा प्योर वेदांता इज ड्राई. When you want anatma, that time it is very juicy. Atma is very dry.
Sir, bhavaya koham is a question. Bhavaya koham is a question and pashyati soham is the answer.
Pashyati soham is an injunction. You establish yourself. It's an order.
Okay.
Look at yourself and establish there. Bhavaya koham means ask that question at least. Who am I? Correct? Getting it? So, that bhavaya koham is a much better word. But I think when we chant, pashyati soham sits in our mouth. So don't worry. Continue that. If you have got used to chanting pashyati soham, continue that. You should know both. There is no harm in it. Both are correct. It is not wrong. But from a contextual perspective, a pure logic, bhavaya koham is a much more apt than pashyati soham. ये स्पीड में जाएगा तो हो जाएगा आज लगता है, क्योंकि एकदम ड्राई है ना. सब लोग टैक 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 आगे हर एक बॉल को जस्ट टैक टच करके विकेट बचाते जा रहा है सब लोग, है कि नहीं. चलो, Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram Nyeyam Sajjana Sange Chittam Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. Very, very, very simple. Very simple. Now you know what it is. You can tell. Geyam Gita. Sing the Gita. Nama Sahasram. Nama Sahasram means what? Vishnu
Chant the name, take
Sahasranamam.
the name.
Whenever this
Vishnu.
Sahasranamam word is told, if there is no prefix added to it, it means only and only Vishnu Sahasranamam. If there is any other Sahasranamam, they will tell it is this. But if the general word, for example, if you listen to this word Suprabhatam, you know it is Venkateshwara Suprabhatam. Otherwise, it will be told Shiva Suprabhatam, Ganpati Suprabhatam, or whatever. Otherwise, we all know it is Venkateshwara Suprabhatam. Same way, Sahasranamam is Vishnu Sahasranamam as a thumb rule. So, Gita Geyam, sing the Bhagavad Gita. That means what? Understand the meaning, be completely immersed in it, and sing it. Nama Sahasram Geyam, sing the Lord's name. Correct? Then, Dhyeyam Shripati, meditate on that Shripati. Dhyeyam, make him as the object of meditation. Correct? On what? Gyeyam. Ajasram Rupam. Many forms. That same Lord in many forms. Try to do dhyana. That means first is Gyeyam Gita. Second is Nama Sahasram. Third is Dhyeyam Shripati Rupam Ajasram. Correct? Then,
Jasram is big.
huh?
Jasram is big.
No, Ajasram.
Is big.
Ajasram is many according to me.
Many. Ajastra, in Marathi we say Ajastra. Is it? Big.
Big.
Very
Could be that also. It makes the right sense. Either there are many forms or it is that big, like Vishwarupa Darshanam. That big, Brihattamaha, that form. Correct? Shripati. Okay. Then, Neyam Sajjana. Go towards Sajjana. Correct? Reach out to Sajjana. And what do? Sange Chittam. Do satsanga with them. Reach out to Sajjana. When you say Sajjana, Satam Janaha Sajjanaha. One who always has purity in the mind. That means his Vacha, Karmana, everything will be of a right quality, which is going to help you. You will not get Sangha Doshaha. So, Satsangatve Nissangatvam. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam. Then what to do? Deyam Dina Janaya. Needy people you give what? Vittam. Material and money what you have. That means give dhanam. So the various sadhanas which have been told, which is related to karma, upasana, jnana. For all the three, few sadhanas they have generally coupled and put it together. And what are the sadhanas? Chant Bhagavad Gita, chant Vishnu Sahasranama. Slowly your bhakti and shraddha will improve. Once your bhakti and shraddha improves, then meditate on that Lord with this bhakti and shraddha. Get the right knowledge, go to a Sadguru and learn that jnanam. Sange Chittam means learn the jnanam. And Deyam Dina Janaya Cha Vittam. Give your wealth as much as possible to the needy people. That will give you purity of the mind, sadhana chatushtayam. That will give you knowledge and that will lead you towards moksha. So the practical application of whatever has been told earlier, ये सब करना है तो करना क्या है, यही करना है. Okay. Now we can connect this to even the next. Go straight to 30. We can connect it to 30 also. Pranayamam pratyaharam nitya viveka vicharam japya sameta samadhi vidhanam kurvavadhanam mahadavadhanam. These are again talking about sadhanani. Correct? Sadhana chatushtaya sadhanani, karma upasana sadhanani, jnana sadhanani. Okay. So what are they saying? Do pranayamam, do pratyaharam, okay, and nitya viveka vicharam. When you do this, automatically your mind is now focused. Correct? Then japya sameta samadhi vidhanam. He is going as per Yoga Shastra. Do japa. Along with japa, get into samadhi. So not just dhyanam, get into samadhi. Of what? Ajapa japa. Same name will be continuing. With japa, get into samadhi. Okay. Kuru vadhanam. Kurva vadhanam. Avadhanam kuru. Do this with a single-minded focus. Do this with a right single-minded focus. That means nitya nirantara you need to be doing only this. Why? This is mahad avadhanam. This is only the supreme goal. This is only the supreme focus. Okay. So you can either do the earlier ones which were mentioned, which is Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram, Gyeyam Rupa Shripati Rupa Majasram, Neyam Sajjana Sange Chittam, Deyam Dina Janaya Chavittam. If you are a Grihastha, you can take some of these also from the other one, which is mainly for a yogi and a sannyasi, like pranayamam, pratyaharam, nitya viveka vicharam. But for a yogi and sannyasi, they can't tell all the earlier ones. They have to do mainly going up to samadhi, and from there, do not delude yourself with some other focus. The focus has to be very clear, getting into mahad avadhanam, which is samadhi japa, and understand, experience it fully, know it, have the conviction, and become a nishtha. Clear? So there are two clear sadhanani shlokas which have been given. What you need to do actually. Okay. And of course, Tampura Shruti is the same. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Bhaja Mudhamate. Don't forget that. I will do everything except Bhaja Govindam. No, that is not acceptable. Okay? Good.
What is Sanskrit meaning of samadhi? Is there any split up?
Yeah. Samadhi.
Some split up Mulapada and something.
1 minute. Give me a second. I will have to see and tell you. I have it and I know where it is. Wait. Dharma Shastra. Atmavidya course. Samukshatri. Yoga Shastra. Yoga Shastra. Okay, what is Samadhi?
Dhyanam like this.
No, I will give you. I am giving you a very specific one. And I am giving you it from Hatha Yoga Pradipika. Okay. Give the definition of Samadhi. The definition of Samadhi is explained in Shloka 5, 6 and 7 of Samadhi Pada. Samyak adhiyate chittam iti samadhi. You can write it. Samyak adhiyate chittam iti samadhi.
Abhiyate or adhiyate?
Adhiyate. Samyak adhiyate. Samadhi na. Adhiyate chittam iti samadhi. Okay.
Everything.
Atma manaso aikyam. Atma manaso aikyam. Single thought only about the Atma in the mind and fully immersed into it is Samadhi. The example given in Hatha Yoga Pradipika is how the salt cannot be separated from the water once fully mixed. Similarly, by Yoga Sadhana, when the mind is fully immersed only in Atma, it is called Samadhi. Okay. As one does perfect Kumbhaka Pranayama, the mind becomes fixed. The prana and the mind is very contained in a perfect rhythm. At this time, the mind fixes in the Atma. The samarasam, unification of prana, mind and Atma is Samadhi. Now, there is a lot of shlokas which is finally leading to this. So, you are only seeing one portion which I am telling you. So, as per yoga, Samadhi is mind, prana, Atma union completely. As per Vedanta, there is nothing called Atma union. Atma is ever unified or never unified, the way you want, you take it. That means one thought of Atma is what is Samadhi. But prana and mana completely stuck. Okay. Now, the other names of Samadhi. You want to know how many names are there for Samadhi? Because all these names have been used in Hatha Yoga Pradipika and all mean the same. Don't imagine different meanings for it. Because they have been used in different places, but the meaning is the same.
Also in Patanjali Sutra.
Huh?
Also in Patanjali Sutra also.
Yeah, but here there is a lot of details here it is given. The synonyms for Samadhi is given in the third and fourth shloka of Samadhi Pada. They are Raja Yogam, Samadhi, Unmani, Manonmani, Amaratvam, Layastatvam, Shunya Shunya, Parampadam, Amanaskam, Advaitam, Niralambam, Niranjanam, Jivan Mukti, Sahaja and Turiya. So many names are there and all mean Samadhi only. When you come to learn Shastras, then slowly everything will start getting unfolded. Because then when this word is used, that time you should not eat dusra hi kuch hai nahi, it is Samadhi. That is why they have given pahila hi definition. Samadhi bolega to ye, uska synonyms ye. Now different names will be used at different places in the topic of Samadhi. Clear? And as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika, don't consider what we know pranayama as pranayama. Let me also tell you that. It is totally different. Ability to hold the prana is pranayama. Not taking in and leaving out. No. You have to move the prana, stop it from Ida Pingala, move it through the Sushumna. It has to go up through the Kundalini Shakti, reach to the heart, then go to the throat, then go to the pineal gland, from there go to Brahmarandram, And at all these places, different experiences will be there. All these have been very clearly defined. Different sounds you will listen, that is Nadanusandhanam. Not which we chant Om and make sound, that is not Nadanusandhanam. Nadanusandhanam is the sound which you hear inside when you take the prana there. And there are different sounds you will listen. Dundubi sound, there are many, like a banging of drum will be there, a flute sound will be there, veena sound will come, many sounds come. Okay, that is Nadanusandhanam. So, don't go with what we know, because the Shastras are very clear. We hardly know anything about the Shastra. And from that Shastra, I am referring to what is Samadhi when they have said. Prana Mana Aikyam with Atma is Samadhi is what they are saying. Okay. So when you go to Vedanta Shastra, definitions change. When you go to Yoga Shastra, definition change.
Sir, such a Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam is
That is easier, na? That is why Acharya said, don't bother anything, do Bhaja
Govindam Buddha Mate.
Bas, that's all. Okay.
इतना सब सुनने में लग रहा है कि इससे अच्छा चुपचाप राम नाम करो.
Yeah, but that,
बाकी रखो.
no. See, again, different people have different liking. They will use only that path to go ahead. If you have the liking of Ram Nam, it is fine. But who wants to do? I want to do more action. I want to get that control on my body, control on my mind, control on my this. Okay. Here Vedanta says, forget control, devalue it. Then where is the question of control doesn't arise. Ramana Maharshi says, where is the question of even devaluing it? Do not even consider it exists. It doesn't exist only, na, then where is devaluing? So different people are trying to give different ways because people with different capabilities will prefer to choose different ways to go ahead. And Hatha Yoga Pradipika very clearly in Samadhi it says that you have to have Atma Jnanam and then only go to Samadhi. Only after Shravana Mananam you can go to Samadhi. Yeah? Hatha Yoga Pradipika very clearly mentions this. Okay. So it is not just blank Samadhi of, and Hatha Yoga Pradipika, one of the very clear, the need of Hatha Yoga Pradipika in the starting shloka itself says, it is one of the most important thing to get into Raja Yoga. If you want Patanjali's Raja Yoga, unless you pass Hatha Yoga Pradipika, it is like primary section, you cannot enter secondary section. Okay. And we have dropped Hatha Yoga Pradipika. At least even understanding also we have dropped. क्या बोल रहा है at least सुनो. Because the moment it starts, your imagination is something like you feel ये सब fairy tale जैसा है, कुछ है ही नहीं. But unless you do it, you will not know, because it's an experience they are talking, which they have got it when they have gone into it. So unless you go into it, you can't negate it. Right? You can maximum say that, अरे बाप रे, ये सब अपना काम का नहीं है, let us not do it. But there is no harm in knowing it that there is something like that. Then from there, once you know completely, this mind is completely submitted, that is the time Raja Yoga starts. Okay. That means all these desires and other things will be easily thrown off before entering Raja Yoga. Samadhi becomes very easy. Okay. For that, how many sadhanas have been told? If you read Mudra and Bandha, if you read Mudras and Bandha, the different pranayama told, you will go mad. You will go mad as per Hatha Yoga Pradipika. But it is worth knowing it. Then we know what we do not know. At least to know what we do not know, we should read it. We should understand it, what it says. Especially for yoga people, I am telling. And now when you go through Hatha Yoga Pradipika and they have told very clearly this is how you have to do Samadhi. Because Patanjali does not explain that in depth in Samadhi, that this is what you have to do. which I think Hatha Yoga Pradipika is very nicely explained. Patanjali says once you go into Samadhi, there are various things in Samadhi. But how to go to Samadhi? It's full action oriented. How do you culture yourself to get into Samadhi? And it's a siddhi. It is not going to happen overnight. You need a guru, and slowly it's a committed practice for years together, and then you start going into it. By doing more of Hatha Yoga Pradipika, your Dehatma Buddhi will be completely lost. Because there are many things where you will be self-inflicting pain activities you will do. Your Dehatma Buddhi will have to go. Okay. So that is Hatha Yoga Pradipika. From there I have given you the Samadhi meaning. Reference shloka also I have given. So we should be giving meanings only from Shastram where it is clearly mentioned and not our own understanding of it. Okay. Chalo. Coming back to our topic of Bhaja Govindam, which is much easier. Good. We will go to the 28th one. And the 28th one is Sukhata Kriyate Rama Bhogaha Paschadanta Sharire Rogaha Yadyapi Loke Maranam Sharanam Tadapina Munchati Papa Charanam. Okay. This particular one, 28. Then the next one is Artham Anartha Bhavaya Nityam, 29. 30th we have seen. Then Guru Charanambuja, 31 and 32, which is Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam. We will see it in the next class and hopefully try to complete this. Okay. I may or I may not take a full class to sum up the Bhaja Govindam. If it is able to, if I am able to complete it in the next class itself, after learning this 4 shlokas meaning, because they are all simple ones, we know it is just understanding the word meaning, because the depth of it is what we have already discussed. Nothing new concept which is going to come. And if we are able to collate the whole Bhaja Govindam the way it is given, which I have already shared with you all, they are collation of different shlokas for a topic. So topic wise you can break Bhaja Govindam. Okay, so we'll see that and we will complete the summary of Bhaja Govindam. If you are able to do it in the next week, it's fine. Otherwise maybe a little time of the subsequent week, and then from there we will introduce the next topic or the next text what we are going to use, which is called Sadhana Panchakam. Okay, and start Sadhana Panchakam there.
Will it be sent on mail?
Huh?
Will it be sent on mail? Sadhana Panchakam.
No, I can't hear you clearly. What is the question?
No, Sadhana Panchakam. Will it be sent on?
Yeah. The text and all. That all I'll send. See, we are already. I am making you chant. The same text will be there. There are 5 shlokas, not more. Panchakam is 5 shlokas, but they are sadhanas. What you need to do. So they are all action oriented. Why it is to be done, what is done, and then slowly how do we build on it. So 5 shlokas are there, which we will learn. Okay, and let us see after that what we go ahead with. Okay. So till now, any questions on Bhaja Govindam? Hopefully not. If there is anything, you can ask me now or later on. Chalo. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om Tatsat.